is why we do makeup and have fun times together on Cloverroom. 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 Hey y'all, welcome to Cloverroom. This is just going to be a very, very chill, pretty low energy get ready with me. I still have window cleaner by me for cleaning my mirror. That's not necessary. Is my mic plugged in? This is already starting off beautifully. I am recovering from being a little bit, or not a little bit sick, why am I lying? I was pretty sick the last few days. Somewhat put me behind on filming and editing and all of that good stuff. Just returned to work today. I left early a couple of days ago and also called out yesterday. I'm pretty much over it. I had kind of congestion-ish. I think it's this thing that's going around pretty much everywhere, even talking to people outside of where I live. It seems like a lot of people are just kind of changing of the seasons, cold weather, sick. I mean, work today, and I was like, I'm kind of actually in the mood to film, kind of in the mood to talk a little bit, even though I am pretty tired. So I thought I would just do a quick get ready with me because I did not wear any makeup except like some brow gel to work today, which is pretty rare for me. And I was like, I kind of am in the mood just to play with makeup, just do like a quick little fun look, make myself feel a little bit better, and figured I'd film it and just chill with y'all. I know a lot of people are under the weather right now, or I don't know. I feel like this is kind of the transitional time where some people start to feel a little bit blue. All of that. I was about to say all that good stuff. Not all that good stuff. All of that stressful stuff. You know, holidays can be stressful for a lot of people. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. If you do end up enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a big thumbs up. Or like, if you're also recovering from being sick or you are under the weather right now, one, I hope you feel better. But two, if you want to give it like, you know, a quiet thumbs up, that would be fine too. What if I just whispered? That actually feels better for me too. Subscribe if you want to see future content. I do have an idea for a look. I have been seeing a lot of people playing with like mustardy tones and then like really sheer wet, or not sheer, but like sort of sheer, really shiny, glittery, baseless, like lid shades. Oh Lord. Again, I'm mostly recovered from being sick, but my brain is like definitely a little foggy and I'm still a little achy. And I just worked a full shift at work, which actually went okay. But anyway, so I think I'm going to be using a ColourPop palette today. I don't support this brand anymore, but I do have the palette and I do like it. So I'm going to be using a ColourPop palette today. Probably one of these two mustardy shades. This one's more like macaroni and cheese, like craft, and this one's more like actual mustard condiment. I think I'm actually gonna mix them. I think I'll mix them for a base, and then I want to do something like really shiny on top. So I think I may do maybe like the blurple shade in this Kaleidos Escape Pod, but maybe just like this one all over the lid, and then I may also add a little bit of my favorite mcgrath special shade in my collection, this one from Midnight Sun. I think that's the idea for the look. So I'm gonna prime with the Milk Makeup Grip Eye Primer, and let's do like, you know, let's like maybe have a little chatty chat, shall we? Oh, I do want to shout out, I don't remember everyone I've seen do these like mustardy semi-sheer glittery eyes, but I feel like it's been kind of a trend, at least on my Instagram feed. There's like one look, I think from Ratbore, I think, that I'm using as like mental inspo. I don't have it in front of me. I'll insert screenshot here of inspo. It was indeed that look from Ratbore that was in my brain this entire time I was doing it. And then I went to my Instagram after and I was like, oh yeah, like, I can't believe how much I remembered that look from seeing it earlier that day, given my mental state in this video. But that's how much of an effect it had on me. I just adore it. It looks so good. So thank you, Kelly, for the inspiration. And everyone go follow her because her Instagram's like much cooler than mine. That reminds me of, and we are getting back together. We are never getting back together. Like, sorry. Never mind. And I think Tom, I haven't watched the video yet, but I think they just posted a video where they do like a mustardy look too. So I don't know. Mustards for fall groundbreaking. So I'm just going in between these two ColourPop shades and I'm just gonna put that everywhere, honestly. I'm just gonna build that up pretty significantly. I want the eyes to be like really mustardy. And I am starting with my eyes because anytime I am doing an eye look, I personally really prefer starting with my eyes. I think now that I sort of have the base, I'm gonna more depend on the mustardy condiment shade and not the macaroni and cheese shade, if that matters to you. I wanted to say, I don't know, I think I've acknowledged this on my channel, but maybe not in a video. I've had a lot of new subscribers. I mean, I'm still fairly small potatoes in the land of YouTube and the land of beauty YouTube, but I've had a good amount of new subscribers because Tom, Colin, my friends, Ivy shouted me out, and I got a lot of shout outs for the Sephora sale video I did, which is like by far my most viewed video. It's like almost to 1,000 views, which is pretty exciting, honestly. And I know it's all very subjective, like for some people that's like a disappointing video. I once saw one influencer, I don't want to name who, because like I'm not trying to put them on blast, but they were talking about like how annoyed they were the more people didn't watch their YouTube compared to their short form content. And I went and looked, and like their YouTube got like consistently gets like over 10,000 views a video, but their short form does like millions, you know. And I understand the frustration, I'm sure, but I'm also like, sweetie, I'm like anytime a video of mine gets like over 250 views, I'm like, wow, I've gone viral. So yeah, now my partner is down bad with the sickness that I had, and like quite a few people at my work had it before me, so I'm sure I got it from someone got it from a kid, or maybe they didn't get it from a kid, I don't know, but I know that's how it happens a lot of the time. But I'm thankful that I didn't have to like telehealth or anything. I just Sudafed and ibuprofen until I felt better, and a lot of rest, a lot of rest. And you know, I'm thankful that I got to rest. I think one of the things that is a little frustrating for me is, you know, I'm thankful I have a workplace that like is pretty good about like, if you're sick, don't come in. And of course all places should be like that, especially you think in the service industry where we're literally serving people beverages and food. But I know some places aren't, and where I work I feel pretty good about like being like, hey, I need to leave early, or I can't come in today because I feel really bad, and they're pretty good about understanding and respecting that and not giving you any grief or like making you find your replacement, and doing that themselves if they know you're sick. It is a little bit frustrating, and this is more like societal American, I mean honestly just American jobs, but especially the service industry. I'm going on a trip to Seattle next week for a week, which I'm hoping to do some content about. I'm hoping to vlog, maybe a little packing, pack with me video. I'm already missing out on a week's pay, which is definitely going to impact me this month with like bills and stuff. And then also like I missed out on a few hours Sunday, missed out on a whole shift Monday. Thankful to be back to work today, but I did have to kind of push myself. Like I had to come back at like 85-90% when theoretically I think we would all want people back at 100%, but that's just not the way it works in the United States, which is really unfortunate. And also, I mean, for people in less fortunate circumstances than I, that have less of a safety net with, you know, having a partner, having family that can help in a pinch, that means people are coming into work like super sick. You know, I know some like can present ethical issues, of course, but also what do you expect people to do when they need to put food on the table, right? So it's just always a little bit disappointing when you kind of fall victim to that system and you push yourself to go back to work when you know your body probably needs a day or two more of rest, but you know, you just can't do that financially, especially when you're about to be away for a week. I mean, even being away for a week isn't, you know, wise at all, but my dad and I are going to Seattle. I'm very excited. We wanted to go for a while, and my mom and sister did a trip earlier this year, and I texted my dad and I was like, well, they're gonna do something without us. We should do something together. And he was like, yeah, where do you want to go? And I was like, Seattle, why not? I mean, we are going during like, I feel like most people would say not a great time to visit. It's like it's like wet season, I think. It's what Colin, I'm gonna get to see Colin, gonna get to meet Queer Bones. That'll be really fun. Really excited for that. But like, I don't think it's like ideal weather, but also my dad and I are very much like both into like melancholy weather situations, like gray, hazy, rainy. Like, I think, like, not to romanticize it, I'm sure if you live there, it's not the best. And I also have like one of my best friends in like the world also lives there, so I'm going to see her for a couple of days and stay longer than my dad and hang out with her. She warned us, like, you know, like, you're coming when it starts to get dark at like right at 4 p.m. Like, it gets pitch black and it's pretty depressing. But still, I'm really excited. I've never been. The closest I've been is Portland, so I am really excited to go, drink a lot of coffee, get to, I don't know, just be Pacific Northwest-y for a week. I need to still plan it out. If you have any recs, and if I post this before I go, you know, feel free to leave them. Okay, I think I have like more than enough of a mustard base. I was just talking and packing that on, but I think that's good. I think I do want to add a bit of some in the outer corner. I tell you what I'm doing. I'm using this like reddy, bricky, maroony dark shade and mixing it with the mustardy condiment color and just using that to like lightly deepen up my outer corner and add some definition. It's working pretty well. So I'm just excited to do all the Seattle things, get to meet Colin. That's gonna be the first time I've ever met like a beauty online buddy IRL, which is gonna be like really, really fun. I'm pretty excited. I think I want to use, I'm gonna put the mustard actually on my lid, so you can see the mustard through like the base. I think that's what I want to do. Just add a little bit of that. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about. I always wear makeup to work, like always. And I used to say, and I mean, I used to just say, I used to do that because like I love wearing makeup. Like, I love the act of putting it on in the morning. Like, I love getting compliments on it. Like, you know, it's just a fun thing for me. And, you know, I'm using the shiny shade from Kaleidos, Starlight Sonata. One of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. Oh, hell yeah. That's so pretty. Like, I do just, like, legitimately love wearing makeup. However, I've realized in recent, like, the past 2 months, there have been days where I'm like, I legitimately don't want to put on any makeup besides, like, maybe some brow gel. But I feel like I need to, almost as, like, a way to be like, oh, remind people you're trans. Like, make sure you look, like, quote-unquote, as femme as possible. And, like, I don't know, I've just been thinking about it, and it's kind of bummed me out, because, like, I always, like, I love, and I still love makeup for the most part, but there are days I'm, like, and, you know, this is, like, an experience I think a lot of cis women have, where I feel like I'm putting it on, not for me, but because I want to communicate something to society, and it's almost felt to me like I'm not trans if I'm not, like, wearing makeup, and I'm not wearing jewelry, and I'm not wearing, like, more feminine clothes, which, like, we all know isn't true. Like, you don't need to take any hormones, you don't need to dress any differently to be trans. Like, you can do none of that, and you are still just as trans as I am, all dolled up and on hormones, you know what I mean? Like, none of these things make you more or less trans. And today I'm recovering, and I had to open today, so I had to be there by 6 a.m. So I just legitimately was like, I'm going to be wearing a mask because I've been sick, and that's the least I can do for my coworkers and our customers. I'm going to wear a mask all day. Side note, I am going to add a little bit of Pat McGrath glitter just for a little bit more pop. I don't wear any makeup, and I did wear a mask all day. And, like, I don't know, at work I was like, you know what? I'm still trans. like I, you know, maybe like I quote unquote look less or don't look as femme without makeup, but like I should give myself permission not to wear makeup every day. Like that's something I'm like very actively doing now. If I don't want to wear any base makeup, if I don't want to color correct my beard or wear blush or whatever, or even like I was thinking like, you know, sometimes I just like to wear blush to kind of feel more alive, and that doesn't always require like wearing base. Like I don't need to wear concealer under it. I could just put blush on my bare skin. I like am happy with my skin. I think it's beautiful, and that'll be that. So I don't know. I was kind of, it was kind of nice. Like I don't know. I'm gonna add a little bit of this blurple because I think I want just like a little bit more pop in the center of the lid. I was like, I think that's actually pretty nice. Like I don't know. I felt really good, even though I'm like still recovering and I don't feel like, you know, the best, most beautiful version of myself. I just kind of had a breakthrough where I was like, yeah, like I'm like 100% still trans. I'm still valid as like a non-binary trans woman. Like, you know, I don't need to wear makeup everywhere. And that's freeing. And it makes me enjoy makeup too, because I feel like as soon as I had that realization today at work in my groggy post-sick vibe, it made me want to come home and play with makeup like this, because it's making it fun and centering myself and my enjoyment in my makeup, which is what I think we should all do, you know? Not to judge anyone, like if you do feel a certain type of way about having to wear makeup every day, like that's totally up to you, and we should all do what makes ourselves feel most comfortable. But I don't know, I just had a nice realization today that's like, it doesn't matter if other people don't see me as trans. It doesn't matter if, like, sometimes it makes my life easier, sure, if like people, well, it always makes my life easier actually, but this is more just people being respectful. If people stop and think before misgendering me, and sometimes I feel like I have to be the one who's like, make sure you dress as femme as possible to like communicate that. And I love dressing femme, but you know, on the days where I don't want to wear any makeup, or I just want to wear an oversized sweater and jeans and not wear any embellishments, I'm still just as trans as the other days. And just because people don't automatically see that doesn't make it any less valid. And I think even if you're not trans, like, I don't know, I don't know, I just want like everyone to be what they want to be and wear what they want to wear. Like, I don't know, sometimes I have conversations, mostly with cis women, like customers, who are like, oh my god, it's just amazing. Like when I'm in more elaborate makeup looks, they're like, oh, good for you. I just hate doing makeup, and I can never do that for myself because I'm too tired in the morning. And I'm like, that's fine. Like there's like, it's not like good for me. Women especially have this like programmed into society thing that like, I need to be caring about my appearance or I'm not valid, and that's just so not true. You're valid with whatever you want to wear, and we should all only do creative and fun things when it comes to dressing and makeup and whatnot for us. And if we don't legitimately want to do them, if we feel pressured to do them, don't do them, you know? And I know that's easier said than done. Like, that's something clearly I'm still learning, but I just want to talk about it, because not wearing makeup doesn't make you less of a woman. Not wearing makeup doesn't make you less of a woman. Not wearing makeup doesn't make you less of a trans person. Not wearing makeup doesn't make you less of a femme gay boy. You know, like, do what you want to do every day. If some days you want to wear this to work, like I totally do. Some days I wake up at 4 a.m. so I can do a really elaborate makeup look before I open, because that's what I feel that day. But, you know, if there's some days like today where I wake up and I'm like, I'm exhausted today, I'm only wearing brow gel and that's it. Ow. Well, first I'm going to hit my desk, but then I'm going to tell myself that's valid. And I think that's an important message for this time of year. While I was sick, I binged Midnight Mass, which I know is not the Mike Flanagan show of the moment right now. I know everyone's watching and enjoying Fall of the House of Usher. I tried to start that one, but like the mental buy-in seemed too taxing, and for some reason, small town religious trauma drama vibed more with me. Probably reasons for that. Pretty good. I liked Bly Manor better in Hill House. Like, I do enjoy I think the haunting ones more, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, definitely made some good points. A little heavy-handed, a little bit much on the monologues for me at times, but pretty good sick days watch. And, you know, I love a miniseries, and what I appreciate about him, I love somebody who doesn't continue stuff for no reason. Like, you know, he tells these complete stories and he stops. And you know what? Maybe he'll return when he feels like there's more to tell. But I think I think this is because of money and things like that. But way too often in pop culture, things are just brought up or beaten to absolute death because people are just like, I liked that, so I want more. I liked that, so more must be better. And then, you know, they get mad when the more isn't good. And it's like, well, yeah, because that was meant to be a mini series and y'all pushed it to like a 3-season thing. And I admire that he's like, I'm going to make these really tight 7-episode stories and leave them. I love that as a creative decision. And I wish more folks did that, because I think it's pretty rare that if you go, or if you intend on something being a short-term or limited series, that it should expand beyond that. You know what I mean? Same with movies and stuff. I do have some fallout. I always have fallout from glittery shades. I just cover it up with makeup and try not to worry about it too much. I don't know. I used to be really stressed about fallout, but I let go and let God now. So yeah, watched Midnight Mass. Enjoyed that. Thought it was pretty well done. I was talking to somebody at work about it, and they were like, "Oh my god, the priest was so hot." I don't know if I agree with it, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." Like, I don't know if I thought the priest was hot. I am going out with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Floss filter. I did mean to use a more just like moisturizing priming step, because it's been quite a while since I applied my skincare this morning, but oh well. Oh, Swifties of the world. And Tom. What do we think of 1989? I know that's like a little, like, I feel like I'm a little past when people were really talking about it, but I feel like we can still talk about it. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not, and I was kind of expecting this, because in my opinion, what has suffered so far on the TV records is the pop tracks, especially the ones that were produced by Max Martin and like Shellback and stuff. And others have really not been hitting, like the Red. Oh gosh, I really should have put the Rare Beauty or just like a moisturizing layer down, because my skin looks really dry. To be perfectly transparent, I like have to like start over on this base because it just looks so bad. I'll be right back. I took off that layer of base I had and just put on some like La Roche-Posay moisturizer, just because my skin was looking like really just dehydrated and kind of yucky. I'm gonna spray my face with a little setting spray maybe. This is just the Wet n Wild natural finish. I don't really like it, to be honest. Although actually, I have like the dregs of my Milk Hydro grip left. So I'm gonna try to use that. Okay, I think I officially used this up, because I mean there's like a little bit left, but there's no way that can spray out in any helpful capacity. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I just feel like Blank Space and Style were disappointing. I feel like a lot of the other re-records are pretty good. I think I Know Places is better. Clean is good. Thank God Clean's good. I think Clean is by far and away like the best song on 1989, at least like the standard track listing. I think all the bonus tracks sound good, which I'm really happy about. Then the vault tracks I think are by far the best collection of vault tracks so far on TVs, because like I just think she didn't edit, and I know like the idea is like, here's all these songs I didn't publish when I was making the album, but like Fearless and Red, as much as I love some of the vault tracks, especially on Red, it's just like overstuffed. Like there's just too many, and some of them it's like, I don't know. Like I don't know if we needed to hear Babe. I'm sorry, I don't know if we needed to hear Babe. I love Country Taylor as much as anyone, but I just don't know if we needed Babe. I'm reapplying the Charlotte Tilbury, by the way. Gosh, what's my favorite vault track? I mean, Is It Over Now? Like I know that's like the #1 song in America right now, and not a very like unpopular opinion, but I think that's one of her best written songs. Just like the delivery, like there's an intensity to that song that I don't feel like Blank Space and Style re-records have, that I appreciate. And just some of the lyrics on that song, it's like, damn Taylor, you really, as if we didn't know, but like such a wonderful writer. And I am a big fan of that one. And I love all the vault tracks actually, and again I can't say that for all of the TVs. My second favorite's probably Slut, then Say Don't Go, Suburban Dreams, and Now That We Don't Talk is my least favorite. I really love that song still, but I have a big gripe that it's just too short. like, I remember I was listening to it the first time and I was like, okay, I really like this. And then I looked at the track, like how much time was left. It was like a minute left. And I was like, why is this song so short? Like, why couldn't we have gotten a little bit more? I don't know. Like, I would have loved for her to flesh it out a little bit. But again, I think it's funny that so many people, like, I mean, and I think it's still good to critique artists. I'm going to go in with the Tower 28 concealer in CC and the Kosas concealer in 03W, just mix them all over my face. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with critiquing artists. I think we should critique artists, especially billionaires like Taylor Swift, as much as I love her. But I do think it's funny how, like, we're all like, why didn't you give us more of this one song? When she's, like, truly released, like, what feels like 50 albums the past 2 years. And we're like, still like, more, why don't you give us more? Why isn't there a, you know, there's a rumor that she was also going to release like a 1989 like duet remix album, which I guess could still happen. And people were somewhat disappointed that didn't come out. And it's like, I don't think we get to be disappointed that this woman did not give us like more music, because no one has ever given us more music. I don't know somebody who's ever had this intense of a release schedule and putting things out while doing it like so and successfully. Like, it's almost giving like overworked to Disney star, but like we all still love everything she puts out at like an intense veracity. Her to have like another #1 hit with the vault track like she did with All Too Well 10-minute version. I mean, it's just like continues to be unprecedented. And as much as like someone like Taylor Swift has the odds stacked in their favor, it still is very cool to see a woman being celebrated the way she is and kind of just getting to do whatever the F she wants to do. Like, I think even though like obviously she has had a lot of privilege in her life and in the music industry, you know, I mean, it's also evidence of how even if you have all this privilege and your father was like pretty key in getting you signed to a label, blah, 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 like you can still have pretty terrible stuff happen to you. Like, you know, with the Masters situation and her Masters being owned for a bit by somebody who was pretty cruel to her, yada, yada, yada. I did see like a headline. I admittedly did not read the entire article, but I did see a headline about like how new music contracts are kind of making sure that artists in the future can't do like Taylor's versions or blank versions of their own albums, which is predictable and lame. So I have a declutter on the way for y'all. I went through and decluttered my entire collection. It was a bit of an effort, but I kind of want to do like one of those really long declutter videos because, I mean, one, I've seen them do really well. But like two, I don't know, I just like appreciate having those when I want to like zone out and like, but like have something on the television, like one of those big like Lauren May beauty declutters. It's not like that epic. I don't have nearly the collection that she does. But it is a pretty sizable declutter because if you've been familiar with like my Nobi, I've also been doing a concurrent project where I have stored like 40 to 50% of my makeup away in a box from me. And I've been playing around with like not having as much of a collection as I once had. And I did the declutter end up getting rid of quite a bit of my collection, especially with like eyeshadow palettes and such. So that'll hopefully be up soon. I think this will be up first just because it's going to be a lot less of an editing lift. Condensate today, by the way. I just contoured with the M stick in Terra, and now I'm going to use Phytosurgence condensate. I do want to try to vlog in Seattle. I did like one weekend vlog a couple of months ago that I filmed but never even got around to like acting like I was going to edit. But yeah, I want to do like a couple of Seattle vlogs, like vlog where I'm going, vlog travel maybe, as I hear an airplane over me. I don't know, I think it'd be fun just to try, and if it doesn't work out, you know, it doesn't work out, and maybe I miss out on having a little bit of content. I put way too much blush on my nose. I'm really gonna have to lean into the blushy nose today. Now it just kind of looks pink. Don't love that. I do really love condensate kind of like with any look. Like even in this is like more of a warm look. I love the way this plays off of warm shades, cool shades, neutral shades, just like such a great grounding blush. Even if it doesn't like match tone for tone with the eyes. I love playing with warm and cool tones though. But yeah, we'll see how vlogging in Seattle goes. I may, you know, just be caught up in the moment and not want to vlog, which would be fine as well. I am going to powder a little, maybe. I don't know. I feel pretty dry right now. Maybe I don't need to powder. I really wish I had a damp sponge so I could like go over all of this with some setting spray, but like I really don't feel like dampening a sponge and all of that. So I think I'm just going to add some setting spray and kind of like wave it down. Fun Wild setting spray has some sweetness to it. Don't know how good my skin looks right now. That's okay, we're just having fun. It's just a chill get ready with me. Don't freak out that everything's not perfect. Yada yada yada. One thing I want to talk about is I'm starting to think about getting more into just like reviewing a little bit of makeup. Again, I mostly enjoy doing like commentary videos on here and like more analysis. Like the Sephora sale, like the reasons why the Sephora sale is so popular and why it shouldn't be video is kind of like what I want to be the bread and butter for my channel. Like I really enjoyed doing that. And it wasn't even like anti-Sephora sale. It was just like, let's all be somewhat, you know, critical and think about the Sephora sale, which I think resonated with a lot of people, which was really cool. I think next year I really want to, after my no buy is done next year, I really want to like concentrate on when I am purchasing new makeup, like making sure it's like indie releases, or like I really want to do a series that I have like a pretty scaled out idea of that I think would be really cool on like my reluctance with getting into the indie shadow community, but then also why I want to get into it now, and maybe like exploring purchasing indie shadows, kind of just doing like a whole series on that I think would be cool. I really want to try out Ritual de Fille more next year, because the only thing I've really tried out so far is like isets that were a little bit dried up and not at their prime, and an old formula that I know a lot of people, or old packaging that some people didn't really enjoy. I'm gonna go in to the lower lash line now. I think I'm gonna continue to kind of build up the mustard throughout my eye look, because I just want it to be like really, really aggressively mustardy. But I'm gonna go in with this Rufford 02 on my lower lash line with a hefty amount of mustard condiment-y shade. Oh, you know what I want to do? I kind of want to like put glitter everywhere on this eye look. So I want to do it like more on like my brow bone. I want to like do it on like this kind of outer part of my eye where like the lower lash line and the upper lash line shadow meets. Like I've seen Lauren May Beauty and other people do that, and I think it always looks so pretty, and I haven't done it in a while, so I'd kind of like to play with that today. I'm gonna use this next one. It's Epic Wear Liner Stick in Burnt Sienna. It's a burnt sienna color, so I think it would go well. I'm gonna put this on the waterline. This is just gonna be me layering a lot of glitters now, but that's fun. I'm gonna go back in with Space Oasis from the Kaleidos palette, the blurple shade I used in the center to begin with. Yeah, that's more what I want. That's more what I want. And then I'm gonna go in with my favorite Pat McGrath shiny wet look textural shade. I'm gonna put that kind of everywhere, because I think kind of like messy glitter is really gonna help this, like really seal this look and what I was wanting to do with it. I'm also gonna put some like right here, kind of make it even like messier. Yeah. I am hot. I hate to admit it, but as I blow snot everywhere, I am hot. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever forget it. Mostly looking at the camera while I say that, but also looking at you. Don't forget that I'm hot. It's really important. I'm trying to raise awareness every day. Every day somebody forgets I'm hot, and it's a tragedy every time it happens. Russia donation to blank blank blank. Who else is sick of those texts from Democratic lawmakers? Like obviously, sis, like you're all I have to vote for. I'm going to support you, but like Oh my god, there's no reason you should be texting me at 11:30 p.m. Nancy Pelosi. Nothing could be less important than giving you $10. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something really fun. I'm going to mix this Essence Goldy Cassus baked blush thing. No, I didn't need to add thing. I just kind of said what it was and then added thing. I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of the mustard eyeshadow. And add it out here. Just to add a little bit of definition and like bring in a little bit of like a yellow blush moment. A little bit of yellow blush draping. This is why we do makeup and have fun times together on Cloverroom. 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 Hell yeah. How fun is that? I feel like I'm hosting a Food Network show. How fun is that? I'm going to finish off with a little bit of mascara and then we'll decide what we want to do with the lips. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I decided to sort of DNF the Glossier Lash Slick, which I bought to replace my last mascara in my no-buy. Because Glossier Lash Slick is just so tragic on me. I shouldn't have bought it. It's like a longer rant that I'll probably save for a no-buy check-in. But that was just a bad buy on my part. And I didn't feel like punishing myself for it till the end of the year. So I'm just DNFing it, moving it into early retirement for some legitimately good reasons. And I really wanted the same mascara because that's my favorite mascara. But I just wanted something super cheap though. And I didn't want to like make it like a... I didn't want to make it like a enticing, exciting, as I like to call it, sexy purchase. I just wanted to like buy something. So I bought this e.l.f. Lash and Roll, which is fine. I don't like it as much as to say. I am a little bit different in that I usually, I'm not like other girls. I usually do prefer higher end mascaras. e.l.f. Lash and Roll is fine. Like it's serviceable. It'll get me through the end of the year until my no-buy. That's not my favorite, I'm going to be really honest. All right. I think we did it. I think we did a little get ready with me. That all may have not made a lot of sense, but I feel pretty good about the end look. I feel really pretty and cool. Kind of did what I was thinking about on the eyes, which is like mustardy eyes, really intense glitter moment, nice smokiness. Kind of like nude cheeks with like a cherry mustardy pop. Kind of a ketchup and mustard, ketchup condiment realness as I hit the side of my head for no reason. Cool. Thanks for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. I know this one is a little bit low energy, a little bit maybe loopy, but that's just kind of where I am. If you are also on the sick bus, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you are feeling better. Again, I know this can be the start of like a little bit of a downturn for the year for a lot of people. So if that's happening with you, I only wish you the best of vibes. Don't want to discount it or tell you, I do want to tell you it gets better and the light will return and there's always cracks and the light slips through the cracks. But I also think it's important to let people sit in, they're in sadness sometimes. That sounded sad, but I don't know. I just don't like when people pity or... I just think it's okay to be sad, if that's what you need to express. It's sort of like an Inside Out at the end when Joy is like, oh my God, like I need to just let sadness take over and I need to let this girl be sad. Because sometimes when you force happiness and I don't know, I always really don't appreciate when people kind of force fake positivity on me when it's like, no, I need to be sad for a couple of days. I need to feel what I'm feeling. So if that's where you are. I hope you have the space and the time and the energy and the environment to feel what you're feeling right now. Hopefully find some peace in what can be kind of a dark season for a lot of people. Hope there's little sparks of joy here and there. Hope maybe this video was a little spark of joy, or maybe I just kept you company during a bad episode. Whatever it was, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Really appreciate y'all being here. YouTube is so much fun. And honestly, I need to like go take a little bit of a they them gummy and kind of chill for a bit. But this has been fun. Probably gonna go take some hot pictures of myself. Follow me on Instagram at clove_broom. If you've watched this far into the video, you should definitely subscribe. Definitely give this video a like. Comment down below if anything I said resonated with you. Comment below if you're like, did you make a single point in that video? And I may have to agree with you and say, no, I didn't. And that's okay. That's my truth. Bye, y'all. I'm not hot.